right.
Oh, my dear. Good morning. All very good. You?
I'm doing well.
You know, you look like was it Paul Newman?
Well,
Yes,
Did you get that?
I'll take that.
You'll take it.
Especially the high, right?
You know, and yeah, there is something. Yeah.
And your attitude as well.
Well, thank you very much.
Have you ever been an actor on TV?
No, I was just telling her a friend of mine and I co-wrote a screenplay that's going to be. It's already in pre-production.
Okay.
For Netflix, so
Nice.
yeah, we have that going on. But I may end up being in that bit part, and see what happens.
Well, okay. So let's say your name and who doesn't know you.
Well, most people don't. It's Tim Stafford. I'm one of the founders of Blue Highway, and we're at Blue Highway Fest. So yeah.
And what do you do?
I'm a professional guitar player and songwriter and singer, and I'm also right now I'm an academic person. Also, I'm teaching an online course, a grad course for Appalachian State University in North Carolina, and I'm also the artist in residence for the Bluegrass program at East Tennessee State University.
Nice. And opposed to that, and the other day we saw you performing. The other night and yesterday, the songwriting workshop.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so good. The music you play and the storytelling. I love the storytelling.
Oh yeah, that's one of the reasons we wanted to do this songwriting thing, so that it would bring these great writers in like Tony Arata and Daryl Scott and all these guys, and have them give the backstory to these songs that probably a lot of people know. Everybody knows The Dance by Garth Brooks. But to hear Tony talk about how he does it and how it happened and all that, I mean, that just brings in a whole level to it.
Absolutely. It adds more depth to what you are listening and makes the whole difference.
Yeah, I loved hearing it anyway. I don't know about anybody else.
So let's get to your story from the very beginning. So where were you born? Were you born in Beeston Gap?
No, I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee, which is about 30 miles south of here.
Okay.
And was raised there, and I went to school at. Can we wait on that?
We can wait a second. Yeah.
It's natural. It's all natural. So,
that's why we have amazing. These are state of the art engineered audio microphones.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
so they'll pick up it no matter.
No. But even if someone else comes and talk into your microphone, they won't pick it up.
I love that.
That's definitely your voice now.
Reducing the noise.
Well, yeah, I grew up in Kingsport, Tennessee, and then I got involved in music as a high school student, and really got consumed by bluegrass music and thought I'd love to do that for a living. And the first bluegrass festival that I went to that really cemented that addiction was a festival that Larry Roberts' brother put on.
Okay.
So there's a connection there, and only about 10 miles away from here in Wise, Virginia. And I just couldn't believe how great it was, because the music I was so enraptured with. But I had never met any of those people, and I heard they
were fascinated. You were.
I was, and they said, "Oh, you can get autographs." So I went right up to one of my heroes, John Duffy, and he was so nice and signed my hand. I was like, I love this. It's just, I can do this. And,
I want to sign autograph.
Or at least, I want to play music.
Could have both just pen and paper.
Well, but then I got into college and decided I wanted to do academics. So I worked on a PhD in history at Miami University in Ohio. So I lived up there for some time.
Now, is that necessary for doing business? Because I have a degree as well, but for what I'm doing, it wouldn't have been necessary. I could have just started doing what I wanted to do and learn the business.
No, I looked back on it at one time and thought, I wish I hadn't gone to school, because I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Me too. Yeah.
But then I thought, well, now though it's come in handy. These academic positions that I have now.
Oh, okay, okay.
I've done a lot of writing. I wrote a book on Tony Rice. I co-wrote it, and I'm writing other books now.
It's handy to know how to write.
Yeah. It comes in handy. Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't go. Yeah, nobody can understand.
Nobody does this.
No.
I hate to break it to you. No, but I got into academics and left Miami in '86 and was coming back to East Tennessee and wanted to finish writing my dissertation.
Okay.
And got involved in music again because I was playing with bands before that, you know, and actually played with some guys up there in Miami, at Ohio too. But
do you like being on the road, or do you prefer doing like
in studio?
when I was younger, I really liked being on the road, but since I'm older, I like being at home a lot more. So yeah.
When is the age when you started to say, "Oh, let's..."
A few years back, for me, probably in the 50s.
On the 50s, okay. You start saying, I should do less of that.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Although I know people in this music that play till they're 85.
85 on the road.
And they're still on the road.
Okay. They just bring you with a...
Yeah. Prop you up on stage, yeah. Put you on a...
With some...
Yeah.
How do you call that?
A
crew.
Yeah.
A crane, yeah. A crane.
It's a commitment to the highway.
And now the well-acclaimed singer and the wheels spinning.
You'd be surprised. Oh man, there was a guy that we knew that he was one of my heroes, Charlie Waller with the Country Gentlemen. We got to play quite a few shows with him in his later years. He was close to 80 years old, and he had to sit down on a stool, and he looked so frail. When he would get on stage, he opened that mouth.
You get the energy back.
Oh my God. It was like he was 25. It was just crazy. But,
yes, it's like, as we have seen even yesterday, like you are all force of nature. When you are on stage, you are a joy to listen, to watch.
I'll tell you, you get around people like Daryl Scott, Tony Arata, and people like that, it makes it, I mean, Daryl called it like a brotherhood of writers, you know, which...
Yes,
it's true. It's really cool to be around people that do what you do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, back, you know, I wanted to do academics, but I also
we're just the same.
The music. I got a chance in 1990 to play with Alison Krauss. So Alison wasn't that well known at the time, oh
no, that wasn't for me.
I played with her for a couple of years, and so that got me. I don't know him by way of any means. When I played with Alison, it sort of really set the hook on me because I saw this community really close up because we toured all the time. We were all the time. We made one record with her, you know, and then I had a son in January of '92, and so I decided that if I was ever going to see him,
you would have to sacrifice some of the.
So I left her band for that reason.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And, I thought, well, I'll just go back into academics, but really, I checked in at Miami, and they said, no, it's been too many years. You're going to take extra coursework. And I did not want to go back to Ohio and make extra coursework. So
yes,
of course.
I went ahead and I worked odd jobs, and one of the things I did was write articles for publications like Bluegrass Unlimited. I did one on a band that Wayne Taylor was in. And so I saw him play, and I thought, that guy ever leaves that band,
it's got something.
I think I'll check out, see what he's doing.
Yeah. So, like in the movies, you let's see what the kid has got.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I mean, I wasn't planning to get back into it full time. I thought, well, we could put together a part-time band that'll stay pretty busy and make records and do whatever. And then we started Blue Highway in '94, and it just took off. Yeah.
What was your biggest challenge? You started quite early, right?
Yeah.
But what was your your biggest challenge? Was it business side? Because usually that's the most. If you're a creative, going out and sell is not something that someone is more inclined to do. Yeah.
It takes two sides of the brain, I guess. You know, the left side of the brain.
Right. You don't want to sell, you just want to do it, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to say, come on, buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're just interested in playing and singing and writing or whatever you do, you know.
You just want to be immersed.
That other side, man. Oh, that other side's a totally different ball game, and I'm.
You don't want to go there and say, "I can give you 2 songs for $9.99."
Yeah, exactly.
This is an offer. You know what? I'm gonna throw there some jazz blue
Chops it, slices it, dices it.
and 2 onions.
Yeah, so that part of it, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not as good at that. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a businessman per se. So.
How did you overcome it?
Yeah, you have to learn that as you go. I mean, because there's just the reality of getting.
Did you delegate it? Maybe.
Yeah, at first I didn't. I did all of it, but I had to after a while.
Yeah.
So our dobro player Rob took it over.
Because some people are so good at it, and then that's what they do. They sell it. Yeah.
That's what they love.
And when you get to a certain level, you can hire people to do that. We did hire an agent, so they did all the booking. We have some bookkeepers that do that kind of stuff in the past.
They have all their techniques. Some of our salesmen, you know, they sell our hair as well. We never thought of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and I give you some Marcos pubic hairs. Within the first 2 shows, you book. That's it sells like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what you want out there. Yeah.
That's the other side of being creative. Right?
There is another side.
You gotta always be creative. And if you want them, just shoot me an email. Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Send the boss.
But yeah, just a lot of. I mean, learn as you go.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What about your partner? Did you ever have her or he? I don't know.
Her.
Involved within your creative process or selling process?
No. I've been married twice. My first wife wasn't involved in it, and Janet, my wife now, she doesn't. You know, I mean, she is involved as far as coming to the show. She sells for us. She does our merchandise.
Okay.
Which is cool. You know, I mean, I get to have her there.
That's why you left the first one. Yeah, no, she can do sales better.
That's not it. No. But you know, it can take a toll on marriages being gone, and you know, on your relationships with everybody you have. But that's another reason that it's good that ours slowed down the last few years, so that we spend more time at home, and, you know. And as I get older, I just don't want to go out as much.
You know, I think when you do what you do and how we do it, like we don't have children, you know, so it's you can make things happen, but you got to do what's necessary.
Yeah.
So if you start doing kids early, if you start doing some things that can hold you back, then of course it's going to be harder, you know, to succeed. Yeah. Instead, if you like for you, I guess being on the road and you would have to see less family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you wanna if you wanna write a lot of songs, you're gonna have to put the time in, and so you can't be present within your family the whole time.
No,
like someone else can.
That's the way it works, and families that are involved with musicians know that. They know that that's part of the deal. If they get involved, is that I'm not going to be there all the time, so I try to make the most of it when I am there. But the writing too, you know. Used to write a lot by myself, but then as time goes on, I've done a lot of co-writing. And back then, we didn't have Zoom.
Yes.
So during the pandemic, all that took off, and I wrote almost every day via Zoom. So that's a way to connect without having to be in the same room with somebody.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
You know, it makes a difference.
Yes.
You were writing about yourself, where you were writing about your appearance, like I look beautiful today.
That's all my songs.
That's all.
No,
my mustache pretty clean.
Yeah, I've worked on that. Can't get rid of that.
Can't get rid of that.
No.
What do you like to write about?
That's a good question. Very rarely about myself. I like to write just all kinds of different things, but I love historical songs. I've written a lot of those kind of things over the years. But just really anything that catches my eye. If I hear a good line, I like to eavesdrop sometimes to hear what people are saying.
Okay.
You know, Harlan Howard was this great country writer, and he would go to bars and listen. He'd eavesdrop. And the hazard with that is he became an alcoholic. A lot of people do in writing. But but you overhear conversations, and sometimes when people are drinking, they'll let their guard down.
Yes.
So that's a good time to catch them, you know. And he caught tons of classic song ideas that way, you know. And I do that too. I like to, if I see something in the newspaper or online, I write it down immediately, and I have a collection here that I keep with me on my phone.
Do you keep like notes, or do you write on your phone?
I have a note program on my phone.
Okay, yeah, it's better, yeah.
Yeah.